I'm Dr. Toni, life advisor for the busy and ambitious psychotherapist. I'm also a former behavior specialist, a presenter, a featured author for the Wellness Universe, a wife of a software engineer, mom of three, and so on and so forth. But that's not what you're here for, right? I know that you've come here because you or someone you know can probably resonate with what it feels like to look like an outward success, but secretly feel like an inward mess. And you want to gain control of that inward mess stuff, right? So that you can keep doing what you're awesome at, what you love, but do it without feeling like you have to sacrifice your ambition or your relationships or your success or your own health without feeling guilty or overwhelmed. I totally get it because I've been there. And that's why I'm passionate about what I do now. At Dr. Toni Coaches, I provide transformation level life balance advising, high performance coaching for ambitious leaders, for busy professionals, essentially for people who work hard and care, but could really use more balance in their lives. I'm talking about legit, meaningful balance, not that cookie cutter, fluffy stuff, okay? Because you've become so used to burning the candle at both ends and you don't want to keep living that way. Right? For more than a decade, I've been supporting families, leaders, educators, other well-meaning, driven individuals to better manage stress, life stress, work stress, emotional stress, leadership stress, post-trauma stress, and so on and so forth. With all the places that I've worked, what's happened is that top leadership finds their way to me. They seek my support, my counsel, my feedback in some way because of the stressful challenges that they're facing, that they're trying to manage, navigate, juggle. Meanwhile, the other leadership staff who are tiers below the top leadership staff are having their own frustrations and they're coming to me and they're seeking my advice and seeking my counsel and seeking my support because they're frustrated and they're stressed out as well, right? And so there's this gap that I've seen happen time and time again between the different tiers of leadership, with both not really having this clear idea or understanding of what the other stress levels are and what's going on there, or how to effectively manage it. So, of course, the more stressed and stretched that leadership is, the more stressed and stretched that their employees feel, or that the customers or clients or whomever it is that they're serving feels. And so the result can lead to disconnection, toxic work environments, low motivation, retention rate issues, so on, so forth. Here's the thing. Research clearly indicates that these pieces are major players in decreased productivity, in issues with creativity levels dropping, in reduced opportunity for optimal performance for you as a leader, for those that you are supporting or others that you're serving or leading. It affects the ability to focus, the sense of safety to feel like you can share your novel ideas and thoughts. This stress impact compounds itself and it increases mental health issues for leadership, for staff, and that impacts not only absenteeism, of which of course it does, and not only functioning at work, which of course it does, but also overall communication and emotion management abilities in general. That means it winds up having this pervasive impact on the bottom line at work and at home for all involved. So individual level challenges become systemic level challenges and vice versa. They play off one another, amplify one another in a not so pleasant way. And so dedicated leadership, whether you're a leader at home, at work, on a team, or of a business, has to be aware. You have to be aware. If you're a dedicated leader, you need to be aware of this impact and learn how to equip yourself, your business, your employees, whomever you're connected with, to prevent these kinds of issues from cycling and to learn how to manage them if they're already going. The impact of stress on wellness at work and at home simply cannot be denied anymore. It can't. It can't. I can't tell you how many amazing professionals I've spoken to recently who have burnt out and as a result have either left their profession altogether or they've mentally left, right? Like they mentally checked out. You're probably aware, right? Like you can probably identify maybe someone that you know that might be in that boat. Maybe you're near that boat or you've been in that boat at one time or another, right? Even though at some point you were the other person that you're thinking of right now, they were incredibly passionate about their mission. They had a strong drive, they were driven, and they still desire to care. but they have burnt the candle at both ends for too long. That is why I'm here. I offer customized coaching packages to meet the myriad needs that exist in small and large businesses, as well as for you, the busy professional, the parenting professional, the driven entrepreneur, to increase the bottom line for all that are involved, be it at work, at home, although most often it's at both. All right. I currently have one-to-one corporate and success coaching for those who are ready to truly dive in and create those shifts and create that balance as fast as possible. I also have group coaching options, self-paced digital courses, and presentation offerings to meet these myriad needs. So, of course, there are going to be foundational components that are necessary, that are required in order to truly sustain the bottom line benefits of enhanced balanced living. But the power here is truly in the customized experience that I'm able to offer you through the premium level coaching, which means I'm limited in the slots, obviously, that I have available at any point in time because I need to, want to, desire to fully show up for those that I'm supporting. That makes sense, right? Nowadays, especially, wellness matters in business, in relationships, in parenting, in partnerships, you name it. And even if this sounds super cliche and fluffy to you, it's just the reality. It can't be denied anymore. Burnout is now considered a public health crisis. Over 40 million adults are struggling in the US alone with anxiety issues, and less than half of them are actually seeking adequate support for that. Depression is the leading cause for disability and other medical health issues, and it's costing billions of US dollars, and it's not getting better yet. Us adults, we're models for our children, for other generations, right? Like, they're watching us. They're influenced by us. So we don't just owe it to ourselves or our colleagues or our staff or our customers, consumers, but we owe it to a whole generation of children who, by the way, are experiencing some unprecedented stuff right now at the time of this recording, right? As are we, of course. But they're going to benefit most and best from healthier, happier, more balanced, and present adult role models in their lives. You know it, I know it, it's true. Okay. I know I've experienced the power of this rippling effect, both personally and professionally, which I'd be glad to talk more with you about if you're interested in talking further about that. I'm really passionate about this because I know how far the reach of work like this can go if we choose to truly invest our time, our efforts, yes, our money too, in a more holistic way of life and of business wellness. My goal, my personal goal and my professional goal, is to inspire and enact change at individual and systemic levels. So if you're serious about being the better version of yourself at your work, at your home, or helping those around you to be the better version of who they are, then I can help you with that. This is the way. And all you have to do to get started is click the link to schedule a single session with me, and we can dive right in. And if it's a good fit, what you pay, the fee for the single session, is just going to be applied to our continued work together. And if it's not a good fit, I'll tell you that too. Now, if you're interested in exploring how I can support your business more, or your staff more, or a friend of yours more, or a colleague, then you can just email me at hello, which is HELLO, at drtonicoaches.com, DRTONI, coaches.com. And we can set up a free consultation to discuss that, or you could just share the link with your friend or your colleague who you think might be interested. Okay, if there's one solid piece of valuable advice that I could give you right here and now, it's don't wait until later. I can't tell you how many people I've spoken to, or even how many times I've said this myself, oh, I'll worry about that later, I have too much stuff to do now. When later comes, there's still more stuff to do. Something else just pops up and gets in the way. You have to make a committed decision now. Push it off till later. There will always be another later to push it off until, right? So I'm really incredibly excited to just have this virtual connection with you, but also if this is calling to you, I'm excited to help you elevate the impact of your balance, of actual, legitimate, sustainable balance for you, for your staff, whatever that's looking like in your life right now, as well as supporting the impact, the rippling effect of those lives that you are touching, that you are leading in your life, okay? So get balanced, be well, talk soon.